Hey everyone, this is Chris. Some of you might know me as Crozer on the Enviro marketplaces. Today I have 10 quick tips in circa 10 minutes in which I want to show you how to take one single image and achieve 10 different styles and moods and atmospheres out of that image using the PROActions Bundle Film and Special Effects. This is an action set for Photoshop that comes with traditional classical film effects and fun special effects. So we are going to use this image. This is a link, by the way, if you want to go directly to that product page, bit.ly/ProBundle, or obviously just search for ProActions Bundle on Graphic River or Google. And this is the image we want to use. Credits to the author of that image. So let's get started. The actions panel is over here. If you can't see that, then make sure to go to Window and Actions or Alt F9. And once you install the ProActions bundle with the instructions included, you'll get these two folders, Special Effects and Film Effects. Let's start with Film Effects. So the first thing I want to show to you is how you can even get more detail out of this image. Let's add our sharpen black and white Pro action and hit play. You will notice a pretty strong contrast. I don't know how much you can recognize that on the screen recorder right now. Look at the eyes, look at the skin. You can even start seeing the fine little hairs on the skin. We are gonna go to the next step, which is the film silhouette. Here I want to show you a little idea of how you can expand on the actions themselves. So we have the film silhouette effect, right? But in this case, I want to go and create a layer mask, zoom in a bit, and with a soft brush, I'm just going to use a standard soft brush with something like, I don't know, 25% or so. I want to, with a black color, I want to start painting over the eyes as to delete the silhouette effect a bit over here and even more here, and delete this part. This eye shouldn't be as bright as it's slightly shadowed, but just like that. And look at this and look at this. You cannot tell me that this slight effect doesn't give you so much more intensity. That's step number 2. Let's go over to step number 3 with the a mix of effects. We will create first off the film ultra red, which essentially gives the whole image a reddish ultra red color. We're gonna right click, convert to a smart object, and I'm gonna call this warm, and then I am gonna put this below, take layer again, and create a film blutify, which is pretty much the opposite. It gives you a cold blue effect, and I'm gonna call this cold, and convert to smart object. I'm gonna put them there. So here's a little thing we're gonna use. I'm gonna duplicate this image. I'm gonna go to filter, render, lighting effects, and we will use the lighting effects of the blue omni preset. Put it over here, change the color to white, and lower the opacity or intensity of this light so that you have a bit of some slight hotspots, these bright white areas, but not too much. And put it somewhere where the actual image is showing light. I can see that the light is coming from front, and I want to exaggerate it a bit, so I'm putting it over this area. I wouldn't put it down below here because there's no light over there. So I want to mimic the real lighting that was used for the photograph. With that, I'm going to press OK. And now I'm going to press Ctrl or Command Shift U to make this a black and white image. Press Ctrl or Command A and then Ctrl Command Shift C to copy this. We're going to hide this layer, and we're going to bring our warm color on top, make it visible. I'm going to create a layer mask, alt click the layer mask so that you can see the layer mask, and then Ctrl or Command V to paste the black and white image we just copied. So essentially we are using the black and white image as a layer mask for our warm layer. And now I'm gonna take the cold layer, put it beneath it, and make it visible. And now you have a real lighting setup, mixing both of these effects, giving you this warm and cold feeling, which I thought would be interesting concept of how you can mix certain things. So that's that. And now we're gonna use the film sepia effect. Hit play. So I'm gonna press Ctrl Command E to merge this. I'm gonna call my first layer source just to keep it safe. I'm gonna select the sepia effect and I'm gonna add a film silhouette effect to that. So we're basically taking the result of the sepia effect and adding a silhouette effect. So here's our sepia effect and here's our silhouette effect. Now this is a bit too strong for me, so I'm just gonna go back to 0 and start, fading it in a bit, something like this. I'm gonna put this in a group just to compare it. I'm gonna call this result. There's such a different mood and even storytelling only based on the whole color scheme and lighting and certain effects of the image. So that's that. Now let's go to the special effects. I'm gonna start with the special effects vector illustration and I'm gonna find it there and click play. In this case this is way too strong for me, so what I'm gonna do is alt click the layer mask icon so that I make a black layer mask, and then I'm gonna take a white brush, very soft, something like 25 is good, and I'm gonna start painting with white over the certain areas that I wanna start fading in with this illustration effect. I definitely want to have this side of the face slightly illustrated, something like that, and the eyes as well. This is obviously just a very quick, I did this in 10 seconds. With more time and more dedication, you can really bring out this illustration effect. I'm just trying to show you that the fact that you get this result doesn't mean that you have to keep that result. So that's how you can use the illustration effect and pretty much any other, and brush it over and take the certain parts that you want out of the actual result. So now let's jump over the quick tip number 6, which is the HDRI classic warm alternation. From a pretty rather neutral, going to cold sort of image, you suddenly have, if we zoom in to see this a bit better, you suddenly have such a different image. I don't know how to explain it, but I just find it pretty amazing how it just changes the overall effect of the image. This just looks from a completely different setup. If it's too hard for you, you can obviously play with the effect, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I just find it amazing that an image can change so drastically based only on certain effects. So let's jump over to the next one, which is the cross processing. And again, simple image, and suddenly you have this slightly lower quality, blurred out image with this sort of turquoise, bluish, greenish effect, which to me just looks like some sort of passport image. So that's that. Let's jump over to the special rainbow. So position the rainbow by holding your left mouse button and dragging between the rectangle. When finished, click return, enter, click to continue. Continue. Basically, it's telling me just to, you transform the rainbow in whichever way I want. So I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna right click and add warp, so that just another idea that you might want to keep in mind. The fact that the action pops up the free transformation tools doesn't mean that you can go a bit beyond that and placing it over the image and go through the whole image effects. So basically this, based on the coordinates of the image, starts fading in and fading out the rainbow. Absolutely no reason why a rainbow would be here, but it's just another idea. So let's jump over to number 9, which is special gothic. Hit play. I want to merge this layer by pressing Ctrl or Command E. I'm gonna call this Gothic. I'm gonna put it beneath our layer, take the source and add brightness strong effect so that we pop up the eyes a bit. I'm gonna merge this as well. I'm gonna call this just eyes because I just want to isolate the eyes from it. I'm gonna put this, leave it there, put the gothic above it, and now we're gonna create the layer mask. And just as with the second quick tip that I showed you, I want to start um, painting with a black brush over the eyes. I'm gonna first do it very subtle. To me, this already looks amazing. I mean, there's something about the eyes that just look beautiful in this case. But now let's go over the top and exaggerate this thing. And I'm gonna just delete much more of this image. And bam. Incredible effect. Um, that makes no sense whatsoever. So now let's try and mimic the typical Hollywood film indie. So we're first gonna create a special movie with letterbox like this. And suddenly, from a professional, well-lit, sharp photograph, you get this lower quality, bluish sort of YouTube, wannabe visual effects film that it seems as if I would have taken a screenshot of a video and put it over here. So let's add the indie film now, and this uses the same concept. It doesn't have that bluish effect. So those are the 10 quick tips I wanted to show you. I hope it wasn't too long and too bad. This is the product. Check it out. Get it if you want it, or if you have any questions, just please ask. You can contact me via my profile page over here. And thank you very much again.